Hello future scientists, welcome back to another grade 12 chemistry tutorial. In this one we are going to look at these two equations that we often see when we're looking at acid-base equilibria in grade 12 chemistry. And I usually get students asking me, where do these equations come from? So today I'm going to derive them for you. Let's get started. Now, before we derive them, the first thing we need to understand is the autoionization of water. So when we have two water molecules, so let's have H2O plus H2O. So we have pure water. Some water molecules can collide, and we get an equilibrium where one donates a hydrogen or a proton, and the other accepts it. So we're left with OH and hydronium. And if we apply our equilibrium law, we get Kw is equal to, so the waters we don't put in because we don't put in pure liquids or solids, so we just have the concentration of our hydroxide ions times the concentration of our hydronium ions. And that Kw value is equal to 1 times 10 to the minus 14. We all good with that? Alright, so now let's go and derive our first equation here, where I'm saying that this Kw value is equal to the acid constant times the base constant. So let's start off with an equation for an acid. So we're just going to have an acid, just basic. I'm going to write HA, where A is our acid and H is our ionizable hydrogen. And then we're going to have that collide with a water molecule to be in equilibrium. So one hydrogen gets donated to water to give us hydronium, plus now we have our acid ion. Okay, and all these are aqueous except for water. So if we were to write our Ka value here, so Ka would be equal to hydronium times our conjugate base all over our acid. Forgot the H there. There we go. Okay, now let's look at that conjugate base. So that conjugate base, if it collides with a water molecule, it's going to be in equilibrium. So it's going to take one of those hydrogens. So now we have HA plus, and now we're left with hydroxide ions. So if we were to write our Kb value using our equilibrium law, we have our acid times our hydroxide all over our conjugate base. So let's now figure out what Ka times Kb actually is. So if we first put in Ka, so we've got hydronium and our conjugate base divided by our acid. And then we're going to multiply that by our Kb value right here. So we've got our acid times our hydroxide ions all over our conjugate base. So now look at what we have. A few things are going to cancel out here. First, our conjugate base is going to cancel, and our acid is going to cancel. And look what we're left with. We just have hydronium concentration times hydroxide concentration, and that is our Kw. So there is the first equation and where it comes from. That should have been a B there. There we go. All right, so what about the second equation? So for our second equation, we are going to start with our autoionization of water. So we've got Kw is equal to our hydroxide concentrations times our hydronium concentrations. And we're going to take the negative log of both sides. So I'm going to put negative log of Kw is equal to the negative log of these two, or the products of these two concentrations. All right, so negative log of Kw, if you plug in 1 times 10 to the minus 14 into your calculators, you're simply going to get negative 14. So that gives us, we have our negative out in front, and then the log of 1 times 10 to the negative 14 is just negative 14. And that's going to equal, so now we can apply a property of logarithms. If you've done advanced functions, you know this already. If you haven't, let me just write this below. If you have the log of a times b, this is equivalent to the log of a plus the log of b. So that's the property I'm going to apply here. So I can write that as the equivalent of the log of hydroxide plus the log of hydronium. So these two negatives cancel, so we get 14 equals, I'm going to just distribute the negative here, so we have minus the log of hydroxide ions plus, oops, sorry, we're distributing the negative, so minus the log of hydronium ions. Well, this equation is the equation for POH, so that equals POH, and this equation is the equation for pH. So there is where our second equation comes from. I hope that helps you to understand where some of these things come from. If you want any of my course packs I use for my courses, you can download them for free in the description. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.